decided this week to make some wall art. I saw some cool Americana wall art and I thought, I think I can do that. So let's get to it. We're going to start by milling, of course, but we're going to first start by planing down some fence pickets to get rid of that rough face. I wanted to go rustic, but not that rustic. I used fence pickets because I still have a ton left over and they played into the feeling I was going with. So I ripped out the noise-making, wood-chewing machine and got to cleaning them up. I milled them down to about half an inch when all was said and done. They weren't perfectly flat, but the pieces I was going to mill out would be small, so they could be a little bit more forgiving. I ripped two down to 2 inches and one to 5 inches. I also had a scrap piece of wood that was 1 inch by 3/8 of an inch that I will use later as spacers in between. The wood thicknesses are 2 inches, 5 inches, and 1 inch by 3/8. The different wood thicknesses for the last piece will come in later and is pretty important design-wise. I then took a few random pickets and cut them down to 48 inches long. You will need 5 of these. You're going to want to be picky about how flat they are as these are going to be the backing for the art. I then took one of the 2-inch pieces and cut 2 at 48 inches and 2 at 24 inches and began to build the frame. The frame is held together with a lot of glue and some nails. It's important to note that the frame will be pretty flimsy at this point, but don't worry about it. Once the center pieces start being put together, it will reinforce it. And yes, I see it too. One of the back pieces has a mean curve in it. Ultimately, it won't make much of a difference though. I then decided on 30 degrees, mostly because it was an easy stop on the chop saw. I started by using the larger 5-inch wide picket and began in the center and started to work out, carefully marking and measuring. I could give you the lengths, but this is really best done custom fitting. Your experience may vary. The next part was choosing a pattern I liked. This is completely arbitrary, and I suggest finding one that works for you, but this was where all the artistic flair comes into play. Custom fitting each piece as I went around, making sure to mark them all so I knew where they went in the end. Very important. Once I decided on a pattern I liked, it was just a matter of working my way around until I had something I liked. And just like that, I had something that was geometrically kind of pretty. I added an extra piece dead center that exceeded the original pattern to give it some depth and drama. Next was on to sanding and painting. I first started by applying a dark blue stain to the frame. While that dries, I shifted to sanding all the pieces I had. This was a tedious but necessary stop, as usual, sped up for your sanity. Next was to stain all the little pieces. Again, this is completely up to your stylistic choices, but I decided on 3 stains, a light beige, a medium gray, and a red. I decided the dead center X would be darker and went with black. Once that was done, we waited until everything was dry, then sanded the frame and all the little pieces to give it that weathered Americana look. I really wanted the green to come through in this particular piece. After that, it was finally time to start assembling. This is where marking all those individual pieces came in handy. I used brad nails and glue to get it all put together. After the glue dried, I applied a single coat of 1-coat poly, and that did it. That was it for this project. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And hopefully it warms someone's home for years to come. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Go make something.